Hello and welcome, and in this video I'm going to share with you one secret that is going to get you to the body of your dreams. A body that you're happy with, a body that you're proud of, and a body that you're confident with. Now, there's two opposite ends of that spectrum. Maybe you want to release body fat in order to feel that pride and confidence. Or perhaps you're on the opposite end of that spectrum and you want to gain muscle mass. Perhaps you're a hard gainer and you just really want to gain some muscle mass so that way you fill out. Ultimately, it's so you can be proud and confident with who you are. Now, I'm also going to share with you in this video a tool that's going to help you get there. Now, that secret that I was telling you about, this one secret is nutrition. That's right. It's as simple as that. Nutrition is the secret. And it sounds simple, but it's not. Everyone struggles with nutrition. We live in a time now where obesity is out of control. I believe it's something like staggering, like 40% of Americans are overweight. Canadians, I think it's like 34%. But this is a real issue. This is a real issue, and it all comes down to what you're putting in your mouth. And it is hard. Why? Because it's also tied to a neurotransmitter called dopamine. Dopamine keeps the negative self-sabotaging loop happening over and over and over again. So let's go back to nutrition. Nutrition, it's so simple, but that's only the first part of the equation. The second part of the equation is being consistent with nutrition. You see, information alone is not enough. We live in a time where information is at our fingertips. You can hop on the internet right now, ChatGPT, or hire a personal trainer or a nutritionist and get yourself a nutrition plan. But that doesn't mean you're going to stick to it. In fact, most people don't. Many people make a New Year's resolution, but by January 15th, everyone's forgotten about it. And so few people make it through. And why is that? Why? Because consistency requires habits, and habits are in the mind. You know, most people will approach things with willpower or discipline. Those are the wrong mechanisms, and those are the mechanisms that we choose. Those are mechanisms of force. And force often leads to fatigue. If you are struggling the whole way through, chances are you will fatigue and you will fail. Now, if you learn how to actually work with the mind, and in this video, I am going to share that tool that's going to help reprogram the mind into creating that habit. But if you learn how to work with the mind, it becomes automatic because habits are consistent. And consistency comes from habits. And it's just natural. It happens effortless. It's just something you do. And this really comes down to an identity level. Who and what you identify with. A bird doesn't struggle to fly. That's the bird's identity. So what if this became part of your identity, just part of who you were? That would make it so much easier. Now, I remember what it was like, you know, when I approached things with willpower, with discipline, and how tiring that was. You see, at one point, I was 35 pounds, 30 pounds overweight, and I was ashamed of my body. I really was. I used to look at my body and was just like filled with shame. I didn't really like who I was or who I was being. And the thing was, is I thought I was eating healthy. Most people think that they're eating healthy if they cook at home, and that's simply not the truth. Just because you're cooking at home doesn't mean that it's healthy. You know, I was making home-cooked meals, and it was what was actually making me fat. So you need to have a clear understanding of how nutrition works. And so that's understanding your macros and what to put in your mouth. And then the hardest part about that is consistency. Consistency is what truly matters. And it doesn't matter if you want to lose weight or you want to gain muscle, because I have also experienced the other side of it. When I was a teenager, I was skinny, really skinny. And I really loved like my superheroes, you know, wrestlers, Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he was in all the movies, and I just really admired their muscles. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to work out. work out, work out. So I started working out a lot. And at that age of, 16, 17 years old, my hormones were going through the roof. So I should have been able to build muscle. But here's the thing. I didn't have my nutrition dialed in. So instead of gaining muscle, I actually got thinner. I actually got weaker. I actually burnt out. So had I given myself the proper building blocks for the goal that I had, I probably, based on the fact that I was 16, 17, my testosterone was probably through the roof, I probably could have gained a lot of muscle. So nutrition really is key. That is the key to your outcomes. Secondly, nutrition, understanding nutrition is only the first part, and it's the easy part. It is getting it to become a habit. So let's get to that 7-day tool that I promised you. And this does work. And it works with the subconscious mind. You see, the subconscious mind is where all your habits, behaviors, and patterns are stored. It's also where your identity is. So how do you reach the subconscious mind? I'm going to use an analogy for you. Imagine you're walking through a forest. And in this forest, it's heavily wooded and overgrown, except there is a path, a clear, beaten down path that looks like it's been walked on 1,000 times before. You choose to walk on the path because it's a path of least resistance. You don't go off into the heavily overgrown woods where there's thorns and all sorts of stuff. You follow the path. Your mind, your brain is the exact same way. It's going to fire its neural connections in the path of least resistance. Why? The brain is highly efficient, or shall we say lazy? But here's the thing. You can create new neural pathways through exercises. And the other way is through hypnosis. That's extremely powerful. Hypnosis is very powerful at behavior change. A lot of people have skepticisms around hypnosis because, stage hypnosis, is a little bit of a clown show. And, movies where they're depicting like mind control. That's entertainment purposes only. That's not to actually create lasting change. So hypnosis is extremely powerful, but I'm going to give you a tool right now. I want you to try out for 7 days. Get a card. It can be an index card. It can be any card at all. And I want you to write down on this card, just for today, I choose to follow my nutrition plan that supports my goals. That's it. Simple. Keep it in your pocket. And I want you to pull this goal card out of your pocket at least 5 times a day. Look at it, read it, then close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and visualize your outcome. Visualize the body that you desire. And when you visualize it, feel the embodiment of it. Feel the gratitude of achieving it. Now, why is that important? Why is the emotion part so important? Emotion is the one surefire way to reach the subconscious mind. I'll ask you right now, can you think of any memory in your past, from childhood or anywhere in your past, where you cannot tie a very strong emotion to? Whether that was something that was funny, something that was happy, something that was sad, something that was scary. That emotional response caused it to be burnt into your subconscious mind, and it shapes your identity of who you are today. So that second part to this tool is so important. Close your eyes, visualize the outcome, and feel the emotions of gratitude. Feel the emotions of happiness, confidence, and what you will feel like. Then put it back in your pocket and pull it out again later again. Do this for 7 days. See what happens. I guarantee you, you're going to feel differently. You're going to begin to behave and act differently. And when temptation comes up, which it will, you will be able to quickly shut it down by pulling out your goal card, becoming emotionally involved with your outcome, that your outcome goal is more important than temptation because your future self is calling you. Now, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will continue making more content like this. My name is Carlo. I am a hypnotist, a subconscious coach, and I am here to help share what I know about manifesting your dream body. Please like and subscribe, hit that bell button, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you. We'll see you around.